But I had a couple calls yesterday with parents, and one of the questions that I ask on these breakthrough calls is like, what's the recruiting plan? And one of the things that I get is like, we're just going to wait. We're waiting for the coaches to come to us. We're waiting for the coaches to come to us. I hear this probably 90% of the time. Of all the calls that I do during the week, I probably hear 90% of the time we're waiting for the coaches to come to us. And I have juniors in high school that are saying that's their recruiting plan. And I'm not crapping on them. I'm not, but it just goes to show how many misconceptions there are in this college recruiting process. And so last night I was talking to a good friend of mine. Many of you know Joe Kimmer. He does. He's one of our coaches at Nova, and he does the clinics twice a month. Good friend of mine, 2-time national champion at Kutztown. One of the best coaches in the United States. Really phenomenal wrestling coach. And I told him, I was sharing this with him, that I hear this all the time. And he said, it's so funny. He said, because if you saw a attractive woman, that you wanted to go talk to, are you just going to wait for her to come to you? No, of course not. Absolutely not. That's an absolutely terrible strategy to connect. Just generally a terrible connection strategy. And I thought about that analogy that he gave because it's such a funny analogy, but it's so true. It's like you pose the same question. I'm going to start doing it on these calls, and that's why I wanted to share it today, because next time I hear that from a parent or a wrestler and I say, what's your recruiting plan? And they say, I'm going to wait for the college coaches to come to me. I'm going to reverse the question. I'm going to say, if you saw an attractive woman that you wanted to talk to and get her number, are you going to just wait for her to come and talk to you? Or are you going to go talk to her? And it makes you think about it a little differently. So my point in making this video is, one, I wanted to share that really cool analogy that Coach Kimmer came up with. I did not come up with that analogy on my own. He did. And it's a really good one. And it's true because it drives the point home. You're clearly not going to build the connection that you want to build if you're waiting for people to come to you. Or better yet, let me take it another step here before I sign off. How awkward would it be if I wanted to meet that person, connect with that person, connect with the coach, connect with this individual, but I had my friend go over and try to do it for me? What's that going to do for me? It's just going to make me look like I can't do it myself, which is going to do what? It's going to lower my value, right? Whether it's as a prospective, relationship or as a prospective student athlete. So it really goes both ways there, and I thought that was a fascinating analogy, and that's what I wanted to share. But I also wanted to share, look, that's what I teach in my Recruiting Accelerator program, is how to connect with these coaches in a systematic way where you're building your value and you are getting on their radar and building your value as a prospective student athlete, which will give you a better chance of them investing in you in some capacity.